Hey, this is Mike Durr, the Kingwood Mortgage Guy, and I recently did a video, and I think it was a webinar, where it talked about going in and buying new construction and having the escrow whammy. And there's another version of that I might have left out, and I wanted to make sure that I got this information across because this probably happens more often than the escrow whammy on new construction. There's a smaller version of the escrow whammy that happens when you're buying a home, and this is an existing home. It's not a new build, but you're buying it from somebody that has some kind of extraordinary exemptions, and it could be as simple as just having over 65 exemption or some kind of VA disability exemption, or it doesn't even have to be anyway, there's a whole bunch of exemptions that the counties give. Harris County, Montgomery County, Brazoria County, all these can be such that the taxes that the seller is paying are substantially less than what you're going to be paying. So the premise of the escrow whammy is similar to a lesser degree, but still dramatic, that could affect you. So I wanted to preface this part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this with the numbers version of the new construction escrow whammy. So if you see any references to that at the end of the video or anything involved in that, you'll understand. But the same thing can happen when you're buying a house from somebody that is either over 65, has some kind of health disability or a VA disability, and the taxes that they're paying are lower than what you're going to be paying when in fact you might have a homestead exemption, but you're not going to have an over 65, or you're not going to have a disability exemption. So it's very important you watch this. The premise is the same, and of course obviously if you don't understand it, I want you to call me at 281-348-9899. So watch this. Here's an example. Property purchase price $250. Our tax rate is the 2.75. When you calculate that, you get annual taxes of $6,875. But the taxes are going to be based on the $40,000. So the actual taxes, the tax that the county wants from you, are going to be $1,100. So the mortgage company is going to look at that and they're going to go, well, we were ready to pay out just about $7,000, but we only have to pay out $1,100. So that's a good thing. I mean, a lot of positive things are fixing to happen, right? It seems like it anyway. So here's what happens. Taxes are paid in December of 2016. In March of 2017, an analysis is going to be done by the servicing company that handles the payments for your mortgage. And they're going to look to see in your escrow account that you've got $5,700 too much. They're going to go, well, this is crazy. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to write you a check back, and they're also going to adjust your mortgage payment down. Now, let me tell you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You get a check, and your mortgage payments go down. But it's a little bit on the artificial side. So in this example, because you had so much in your escrow account and the taxes were low, your payment goes down almost $500. It's great. Now you're at $1,513. So all of a sudden you start going, man, this is great. This house is a wonderful purchase. But reality's starting to set in. It's 2017 in November. Mortgage servicing company gets the bill for taxes in November 17. Oh my gosh, the bill is for $5,000 more than what is in the mortgage escrow account. Well, this is a problem. The mortgage servicing company is going to go ahead and pay the taxes even though your escrow account is low, but then they're going to alert you that the escrow account was low and that your escrow account needs funds. And now your payment is going up not only for the shortage, but also to get the escrow account back up, so it almost doubles. And now what happens is that your new mortgage payment, instead of being $1,500, is now $2,567. Now, back when we started, the mortgage payment should have been about $1,900. When it goes up to $2,567, a lot of times that's just too much for a lot of people to handle. And it's not unusual to see for sale signs in brand new development. And you kind of go, what happened? Why have they got their home for sale when they obviously, this is a brand new community? And the question is, or the answer is that they got hit with the escrow whammy, because it happens all the time, particularly to people that are not communicated with through this process and they don't know what to do. Well, we're going to tell you what to do. So you just had the new construction whammy put out on you, so what can you do? Well, first off, you got to be aware that this can happen. And if the sales guy doesn't tell you about it, you want to ask about it. When you get the check back from the escrow refund, you get that $5,700, you put it in a savings account right then. Okay? When your payments go down, that $500 a month deduction in your payment, you take that $500 and you put it in that same savings account each month that you possibly can. Every one of them would be my suggestion, so that when they do ask, you've got the money that they're going to need. And so what you do is you're alerted to the shortage. You ask for a lump sum cure. In other words, before they take your mortgage payment up, you want to say, oh, by the way, can you tell me how much it's going to take for me to cure this escrow shortage? And I'll bet, and usually the calculations are good, this should be very close to the amount that you saved. Okay, so it's going to cure your escrow account. So your payment is going to go from $15,000 back up to about $2,000, but it's not going to be a shock because you're going to know that's what it should have been the whole time, and you're going to have that $10,000 or $11,000 that's going to be the cure for the escrow shortage. So hopefully I didn't go through this too fast, or I didn't stumble over my words, or if you didn't understand any part of this, I want you to call me at 281-348-9899. I am the Kingwood Mortgage Guy, and I am your ally. I want to be your partner when you're buying these houses, so that you know that what's going to happen. And this is one of those things that it won't happen for a year to a year and a half after you purchase. So again, signing off, this is Mike Durr. This is a great information for people buying new construction home to watch out for the escrow whammy.